Hey, welcome back everybody. I just did a really long video, said a lot of things, and watched it myself and thought I would never ever get all the way through that video. So I deleted that one. I'm going to start with my second video first, and then I'll come back and re-record that other video. Let me get that hit a monster right quick. And let's get into this. My boy Klint over at The Perfect Bag, as he would say, does these one-take videos. Same way. No fancy editing here. No big intro, outro. Just want to show real quick some of the modifications of the LV6 that I've done. So I've got another project I'm working on. Picked up a brand new 5.11 LV6. The nice folks from the 5.11 store down in Florida shipped it up to Ohio. Picked it up over the weekend. In this particular video, I wanted to show you kind of some of the modifications that I've done that are different than stock. So right out of the gate, you'll see that I removed the compression straps. There are compression straps right here with some buckles that you can tighten down. I removed those compression straps because they did add some bulk. And then later on, when I'm doing kind of the quote-unquote loadout, you'll see that it also gives me room to put in that slot there a fixed blade knife with a sheath. I'll touch on that later on. One of the other things you'll see up front is that I removed the zipper pull from there and put my custom Beer Bear zipper pull on there. That's a titanium Beer Bear. What you use with these guys is they're used to crack open the bottom of a can to shotgun. So very specifically, the mods on this bag were compression straps. And then one of the other things you'll notice, and I really don't like the way that 5.11 does these zippers, is that they've got two sets of zippers here. And I'm more a fan of how zippers open from the middle out. So what I did is I removed the zipper pull on this end zipper here and then glued this guy shut. So essentially, when you're using the bag, you sling it under your left arm because I'm right-handed. It presents the bag in this one direction. Now, I meant to put a zipper pull on here. I'm a big fan of these types of zipper pulls. I like that style. I'll have to throw one of those on when I get back home, but you'll see that I tend to customize the zipper pulls a lot based upon how I like to use them. One of the other mods that I did, you'll see the difference in the straps. This is the stock strap. It's just kind of that seatbelt fabric. This is the strap from an LV8. What I did is not only took this off my LV8, but I also cut off that kind of that compression strap, or that bungee stretchy strap keeper, and put more of a buckle style on there so that you don't have all of this kind of thing going on with the extra fabric. This is much more controlled. You still got the ability to slide that up and down, but essentially a bucket on there. Let me think, what else did I do? You'll see that on these compression straps, I did cut this off. I haven't burned these areas to remove those straps. I did have to cut these down a little bit to make it a little easier to get those straps, clips in there. One of the things you'll see, and I think I made mention in my other video, is that I'm starting to see the difference, and don't get me wrong, I love 5.11. I've spent entirely too much money on 5.11 gear. But one of the differences you'll see between 5.11 or any mass manufacturer and like a custom maker like Brian over at Blank Canvas Accessories are the differences in quality and spec. So to point out, you'll see that this loop here is smaller than this particular loop over here. So it's much easier to get this clip in this loop because this loop is bigger. This loop is smaller. And I'm starting to see that in the 5.11 manufacturing, their quality control. I mean, you can even tell the difference right here. You should be able to see, I think there's enough light there, that this actual loop is smaller than this loop right here, right? That's just not a consistent quality control piece. I mean, I wouldn't notice it if I were using the bag probably the way they intended. But essentially, you know, those are some of the differences that I'm starting to see between like the 5.11 brand and some of the custom manufacturers. We'll go through later on really some of these pouches and what they're used for, but you'll also see that I have 2 clips that stay on here, primarily because I do use this with the LV18 often, right? So it's easiest for me to just keep these clips mounted on here to pop this bag on and off. I think for the most part, those are the mods. You know, I'll tear this thing apart later on, the LV6, but if you go through and look at it, you've got the zipper pulls. You know, I cut these fabric pieces off here. I cut this particular compression strap off there, which meant I had to cut back here as well. I do carry that 3rd point mount to keep the sling in place. But for the most part, those are the mods that I've done so far with my particular bag. It's made it a lot more functional. There's less bulk with the compression straps being gone. There's more functionality with the way I use this bag and how I sling it and access things. But for the most part, all of the insides are the same. Oh, I forgot. There is one thing that I did on the inside there. Instead of having this little cheap plastic pain in the butt, try to get this open because it never opens far enough, I basically cut that off. And then I've got one of the Knights, I don't know how you say that company name, key holders where it's a big clip and then there's a handful of the smaller carabiners that I put on that clip instead. Makes it much more functional, much easier to use. Basically, you can clip your keys on there. What I do with that is I clip my earpods. So I've got a case for my earpods and it just sits right in there nicely. But for the most part, those are the mods to the LV6. I find it to be much more functional. Let me know what you guys are doing with these. Again, I'm a big fan of the platform. There wasn't a lot of information as I was starting to look at the 5.11 platform to buy the pieces. I'm sure you guys know you can tuck these tabs inside. But I really wanted to just get some info on there about how this particular bag is evolving for me. And it really has become very super functional. I like it. I can't remember. I think it's the 3-liter. You have to look on the 5.11 website, but yeah, it looks a little bit different after you've done some work. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you think. Again, I like this. I like the gray. I like the black. I know there's some blue ones, but yeah, it's kind of what it looks like. There you have it. Everybody have a good one. Let me know if you have any questions, and please add any comments or anything else, and I'll get back at you.